we're going to take these. Hey, Leo. How are you? What cards do I want? All right, so this is the Leo full read. This is if you have Leo sun, moon, rising. Also, you can apply it to your Venus if you like. Hey, Corey. If you have fifth house, a lot of fifth house placements, and also if you have a fifth house sun, I wonder what's going to happen in the Leo reading, because already my voice. If you have fifth house sun or a lot of fifth, like, hey, Syra. If you have a lot of fifth house placements, this reading is for you. Leo North Node too. Leo North Node is like, those are some of my most fun client when I'm mostly doing astrology for a Leo North Node. It means you came from the Aquarius South Node of being happy to observe, even though you have brilliant ideas. And it depends on where they are in journey, but a lot of times when I'm explaining to a Leo North Node that, like, oh no, you're supposed to, like, make sure everybody hears your voice. And yeah, like, yeah, you're supposed to be seen, heard, you're supposed to be on stage in a way. And also, if you know anybody who, like, can't get over that they're, like, and I don't mean this lightly. I mean, what, Apple was made out of a garage, or somebody's garage, but, like, that garage band or that person who, and I'm not saying people should give up on their dreams. I'm trying to say the person who's maybe a little bitter, who, like, acts out in a certain way because the fame didn't come for them the way that they thought they would. That's often somebody, or it makes them feel bad about themselves, which it should not, because it feels like a level of approval, which is such a Leo thing. Hello, my Robin, my Rubes. Robin is the amazing Leo that I was talking about the last time we were all here doing a Leo reading, and I said how, like, Leos are so loyal and they're so good. I have quite a few, but I spoke about my friend Robin, who I love so much. I could cry right now. I love her so much. But, like, you don't want to piss her off, and because that's Rhonda, and, you know, I also have that side of me as well. And I call my niece, and every time I'm doing Leo, I end up using these cards. And my niece, who's a Leo, who again is just the most beautiful person, and she's, like, so tiny she could fit in my pocket, and we joke around, call her the tiny terrorist, because she's just so amazing. Don't piss her off. I mean, come on, it's fire sign energy. My Aries moon gets it. But when I talk about Robin that I love so much on Leo reads, that's her. Yeah, when you see somebody with a Leo South Node, they're usually somebody who has a little bit of a journey with feeling like they were supposed to have fame and didn't get it. And it really can impact their life. All right, so if it's your first time here, we're going to be looking into, hey, Betty. I love you guys. So, and don't forget at the end of Sag, because Betty, I know we were going all night. I think I did free, hi, April. I think I did free card pulls for, like, 2 hours, maybe a little bit more that night, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I always stay until I can get to everybody, but we're doing Sagittarius, and if you can make it to Sagittarius, Betty, I'll make sure that you get to the head of the line, because I know, like, it's been, like, too late, and you like, obviously people have to go to sleep. That's why I wanted to do this during the day. Yeah, I'm sure you did. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. That's why I wanted to do this during the day for, like, my MVPs who like, you know, aren't night owls. All right. So we're looking at the energy that you're coming out of, the energy that might have been surrounding you. And we're looking at other, and other can be a person, it could be job, it could be family, it could be a personal struggle. And it can be, you know, your person that you're either with or not with. And it's basically the energy in your life right now that's most impactful. That's hi Adva. That's affecting you the most. And then we look at the energy that creates, because it definitely, right? Like, you know, when you're with one person, that creates a certain kind of energy. And then when you're another person, that creates another kind of energy. And so to every action is a reaction. So we're going to look at that too. So in your energy that you're coming out of in the recent past, we have the Knight of Swords. I think we had the Knight of Swords in almost everyone's reading last night on Soul Navigation. Hi, Crystal. I have something in my eye, of course. I think the Knight of Swords came out in almost everyone's reading last night. So it's a collective energy right now. It's, you know, the Knight of Swords, this is running in. Sometimes the Knight of Swords is like rushing in to say, I can't stop thinking about you, or let's try it out this way. And sometimes it's rushing in to be F you, you're cool, I'm out, and another thing. So we'll clarify and we'll figure out where that energy is going. On their side, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You know how I feel about that card. That can go one of two ways. Ten of Pentacles in reverse can be letting go of what it should look like. Because that's what I call my happy ending card, right? So like it can be, aw, thanks, Mary. It can be what it all looks like. The house, the home, the kids, the everything. Sometimes it's difficult when we really fall in love hard with somebody, or we fall really in love hard with a connection. Sometimes it's a friend, sometimes, and it can even be career or job. And then we want all of it. We want the whole picture, the whole enchilada, and then sometimes it just doesn't come to us, or that connection that seems undeniable and unbreakable comes with the price tag of they don't want things exactly the same way. And it makes us kind of go within, and it has us having that internal fucking battle of, where does compromise slide back on my boundaries? When does compromise become unhealthy? I'm totally feeling that in this reading right away. The reads today are not going to be light. You know, we're in Mercury retrograde. It makes us re-examine, you know, all the re's, as we say. And if you're not, if you want to be on Connie Joe's newsletter, because she just did a whole thing about like how to work Mercury, like her newsletter is brilliant. And it's just information for all of you. But if you want to be on her newsletter, and you're not, just, you can shoot me an email, or shoot me an email, because then I can have your email and then I'll send it to her with your consent. She's not going to over solicit or anything like that. But yeah, if you want her newsletter, just throw me an email. My email's in the description. The energy that this is creating We have Seven of Pentacles again. Came up in Aries reading. It's the where's my prize? It's the waiting card. It's the I put in my work. Why is the thing not happening? I did all the things. I did the manifestation. I've upped my game. I'm putting in all of my effort. And where's my prize? Otherwise known as I ate the Cracker Jacks. Where's my stick-on tattoo? Like, it's in reverse. It's another one of those it's time cards. We'll clarify. We'll keep going. We'll find out what it's time for. Corey, I didn't sleep last night either. That happens to me a lot. Sleep and I are not best friends. I would like us to be. I would like us to be bosom buddies. But we are not. We are frenemies. I love sleep. It just doesn't always love me back. In your current energy, the energy that's surrounding you right now, when we talk about energy, what we're talking about is what's available to you, what's energetically being created, action or reaction. It's cohesion, right? It's quantum physics. The vibration, the space between you and I is not empty. There's molecules and energetic presence, whether it's Corey in Alabama or anyone, wherever they are, right? April and Crystal are in Canada. Wherever you are, there's not actually empty space between us. It is being filled up energetically, real molecules. It's physics. And so when we talk about cohesion, that is like matter being attracted by like matter. So this is what's energetically, because science, this isn't just hooey, what's energetically available to you. The Hermit in reverse is another, it's time. I just got done talking about the Hermit card in Aries, but the Hermit card is about, we have the Hangman, the Hermit, the Four of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. We had the Hangman and the Four of Swords in Aries reading, and now we have the Seven of Pentacles. Actually, Seven of Pentacles did show up as well, and the Hermit now showing up in Leo. I mean, there is a lot of Aries energy right now. We're out of the Aries moon, but we still have Aries Mars, Aries Venus. Venus is coming out of Aries in the next couple of days, but also Chiron and Jupiter. It's a lot. So these cards that say it's time, it doesn't surprise me because it's impetus, it's fire, it's, Aries is cardinal. It wants to rush in. It doesn't want to wait. And I can see you rushing in with the Knight of Swords. I can see this something is time. It's time for something, but it feels like what is it time for? Is it time for a misunderstanding? Because that's what it feels like. Or that's what it feels like it was feeling like. That's what it feels like, the energy that you might all be coming out of. It feels like an oscillation between I have to be done with this and can we not just get our shit together? Okay, so the Hermit in reverse. The Hermit is when you go into self-exile. Sometimes it's out of self-protection. Sometimes that's about leveling up. And you feel like you can do that best in quiet without other influences, distractions. And it's meant, the Hermit mode is meant to, you go into that on your own volition to break cycles, to come out of frustration, to get it right, because the Hermit is Virgo, and that is about self-mastery. When we go into Hermit mode, it is to create some kind of self-mastery. Often, though, out of feeling like something is frustrating you, something is not working, and there's a need to like go back to the chalkboard and examine how you can make it start working. Then we have in their energy, we have the Leo card, the Sun. This is one of my favorites. This is beautiful. Were you in the last reading? I think you may have been, but you know, Aries' first card out was the Hangman. So there is obstacles. There's like universal energetic obstacles, which is frustrating. It's frustrating for everyone, but especially for fire signs. Leo's fixed. And let's talk about that. Leo can be frustrated, but when Leo is a fixed sign, it's a fixed energy, it can also acclimate to obstacles. Like fighting it and getting used to it at the same time. And if you're a Leo, you know what I mean. I don't know if that Sun card is just representing you. In the middle, though, between you feeling like it's time to come out of that hermit mode, of that self-imposed exile, to break cycles and to master something, to conquer something. We have the World. The World is the end of the major arcana. It signifies a big, when we get the Wheel of Fortune or any 10, that's a closing of a chapter. The World card is like the closing of the book. It's a significant end of a cycle for your betterment, for your benefit. You know, if we think about the end of a book in the Tower sense of the crumbling, that's different. The World is really positive vibration and energy. So I mean, I love that for right now. Oh, I know Danny was in here for Aries. She's a Leo. So I'm like talking to you even though you're not in the room. I know you're gonna watch this. I just thought of you when I thought about like how beautiful this shift is. Okay. In your upcoming energy, we have the King of Cups, real emotional maturity. Letting things ebb and flow. You know, we can see the boat going through the dress. That's just, I love illustrations, and that's why I have so many cards, because it means something. She's not bothered by what would seem normally like a disruption, right? So at a lesser energy, at a lesser emotional intelligence, at a lesser learned experience about how to allow the really super passionate, emotional person you are. Like, you know, we go through that warrior stage where we don't want to be sensitive. We don't want to be soft. We don't, you know, we want to be fierce. We want to be it's protection. It's self-protection, self-preservation. And it's the experience of pain. And then we get to this place of emotional maturity, which is represented by the King of Cups, where we realize that like that we still have to be the feeling creatures. Whenever we try to like shove ourselves away, water it down, be something we're not, to people please, it's hard for that to stay in play permanently and not have some kind of adverse effect in our life. I love this King of Cups for you because it allows Leo to be Leo. Most signs on right on the other side of each other are no good for each other. Cancer and Leo and Taurus and Cancer is kind of that exception. Cancer and Leo, because Cancer loves Leo's passion. If a Cancer is loved by a Leo, or you have a friendship, like I was talking about Robin, I would never flinch thinking Robin did not fully have my back, because I know that strong, passionate, beautiful Leo person understands loyalty the way that a Cancer does. Of course, it depends on other placements, but the King of Cups is Cancerian. It's a water sign. It's a water card. And so really embracing and not apologizing for your emotions. And that includes when you get mad. That includes when you're frustrated. I said last night, a Leo could fight with you and totally have your back at the same time. And not everyone gets that. A Leo can often, it depends. There can be some placements that can make a Leo a little bit more gossipy, or with a bad environment and maybe a little lack of accountability. The low side of Leo could be that the approval is so important that they are a little disingenuous and gossipy. But that more evolved Leo, which every Leo that's available to them, right? That more evolved Leo is when they are mad, when they are frustrated, they are the person that will, stab you in the front and speak nicely behind your back. Does that make sense? Like, they'll tell you what's up to your face, and that may feel like a fight, and you may walk away and say, Leo's a bitch, Leo's an asshole. But I promise you, then in a room of other people, that Leo has your back, because they're actually just not like, it's that emotion, it's that passion that Leo has. And being a fixed sign, loyalty is going to factor in, and part of their loyalty is to be really upfront. But then Leo gets called vain and bitchy and all this other stuff. It's misunderstood, in my humble opinion. In their upcoming energy, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. If there could be an understanding here, this has the possibility of being a really good situation. Ten of Pentacles upside down doesn't look so good at first. We're going to clarify. But the fact that it has a progression to the sun, which means Leo is centered in this person's life. You are big time in their energy and in their thoughts. If they wanted to disconnect from you, if you guys are like at it, fighting like cat, it doesn't matter. They don't feel like they could. You are integral to them. Eight of Swords. This is one of the most perfect depictions of Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is anxiety. It's self-imprisonment in self-sabotaging beliefs. It is self-imprisonment in your perception of yourself, usually based off what others have said or what your experience has been. This is fight or flight all the way. This is trauma. This is manifesting to where it doesn't become an occasional dark passenger. It's there all the time. It's in reverse. This person I actually do see them in an upcoming, like, in the energy that's available to them in the future. I do see them actually working on their coping mechanisms and their self-value. Anna, I just said in the last live, sometimes fire signs are okay with other people's opinions of me, are none of my business. Leo likes approval, not for the reasons that you think, but what's more understood than people's opinions of you, because people's opinions like are so minimal in who we are as people. We think it's huge, we think it's a big deal, but it's truly doesn't factor in. I promise you, as somebody who's like transitioned people from life to death, people's opinions of you are not big on the list of what somebody is sitting with as they know that they are leaving this life. What is sitting with them is how did they live their life? And how you live your life is very much inspired by your authenticity and how much authenticity is available to you based on your trauma manifested belief systems and what level of that is and how much you can liberate from it. The Eight of Swords in reverse is liberation. It's the beginning of it. It's still on the table. It's still in play. But there's a shift. And you know, with this World card right in the center of the reading, I really like this. Boy, Aries was a long, deep reading, and this one's going to be too. And again, Anna Michelle, you weren't here when I said this. I'm going to do Sag next because I do, you know, all the fire signs. And then at the end of Sag, I do have appointments later, but I will take as many questions as I can and pull cards and do divination and just see what comes in. The energy that your emotional maturity and them trying to find new coping mechanisms and trying to make a dent in that that self-sabotage cycle. This is a gorgeous Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is about being defensive. It's about, like, we can see her scars. We can see the rose has thorns. But the Nine of Wands is also in reverse. Starting to put down defenses. And defenses is kind of what I feel this energy up here that we're coming out of, which is great. The energy that we're coming out of is one person wanting to rush in with conversation again. And the other person being like, it's not like they don't want maybe what they said that they originally wanted. It's not working for them. There is a space in between that. And with these energies and this energy being created by those energies and that World card and the Sun card, there's so much opportunity here. Okay, let's clarify. Let me get this one card off the floor because I feel really called to use this deck. Oh, I need WD-40 from my desk. It's not my chair that squeaks, it's my desk. You pulled that, which card? The Eight of Swords you pulled? And for everybody's, like, today is Saturday, so I'm just sitting here with, like, my hair got wavy after the third kid, and so now I just let it do what it do. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right, clarification. And then we're going to pull a card from a message from your person. And holy cow. And we are going to... What did I say? And we're going to, I think we'll do an Into the Lonely Woods. The Nine of Wands is what you pulled. Okay, this is so interesting. Your person may be a little tired. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands, clarifying that whole back row, that whole Knight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Page of Wands. It feels like starting out all over again. It feels like relearning. And we're in a retrograde. We're actually in 2 retrogrades. Everybody always just talks about Mercury, but we're in Pluto retrograde, and we're about to go into Saturn retrograde. Actually, Connie Jo covers that in her newsletter. And again, if you want Connie Jo's newsletter, it's literally just information to help you through the month. And she sends it ahead of time so that, you can use it as a tool. But just email me because my email's in there. But we're going into Saturn retrograde, which is a re-examination. Saturn can be like oppression, authority. It's also our wisdom. But Saturn is very much like patriarchy. So like on a collective level, where the world is at, we can see how we are re-examining who's in charge. And on a personal level, that's going to have you re-examine what systems have been in play for so long for you that you maybe wouldn't have considered. You maybe haven't considered the fact that you can change them, that you can get them out of your way. So, retrogrades are to re-examine. And that's what we have with the Page of Wands here. It is a re-examination of how we're doing things. Yeah, everybody give me 1 second because it said I had a full battery on my laptop and now it says I don't. So I just want to, what's that? Nope. That's the backwards one. I can't even. All right, give me a second. Give me a second because I just have to fix something. Don't go anywhere. I did have it plugged in. The cat knocked it out. Ta-da. Okay, we're back. Guess who's back? Back again. Thank you guys. Thank you for being patient for that. I didn't want to like my computer to die in the middle of the live. Okay, so now looking at this energy this week is crazy and very interesting. So you had the world in the center of the reading as the energy that's being created by both of your current energies. And now we have the world clarifying you coming out of hermit mode. This is still a shifting card. There's still a lot of energy moving. And that may, like, we would see the hermit in reverse and the world card. And those are really positive cards, or a positive positioning of the one, and just a positive card. Both in the positions I'd like to see them in. And I love that. But because Leo is a fixed sign, and we have Saturn in Aquarius right now, which is your opposite. So like, it may feel like rules and everything, while they can be a little bit, you can find solutions to rules and structures that feel like they hold you back in an innovative way when Saturn is in Aquarius. It also makes Leo feel a little off. And when we have the world card, but particularly this world card, it's not just things have shifted. it's like things are shifting. It's a difference between when I said closing a chapter or closing a book. It's a difference between closing a big, heavy door and a door that's constantly revolving. And Leo may feel a little off. So while these are like positive cards and positive positions, it may still feel like a little like, can I trust it? You know, after coming out of this, which feels like a lot of misunderstanding and just not being able to, like, maybe feeling like timing is off, or like no matter what I do, this isn't coming together and I'm frustrated. Coming into that, to this, what I see in the now energy and what I see in the upcoming energy, you know, the human experience is going to say to us, can I trust this? This feels so good. Can I trust it? In there, I don't know what to say. I do know what to say because I said it already. I said that they had gotten the Sun card. And that might be just your presence. But I said that this person feels a connection to you. And I said it right in the beginning. It feels like there may be a connection, a strong connection here. But a lot of misunderstanding. And then I saw the Sun card, which is Leo's card in their current energy. Even if y'all are fighting, there's such a pull. It almost seems like you have woven yourself into the fabric of who they are and they can't, right? But also the Sun is happiness. It comes right before. It comes right before the world. We have the Lovers card, and this is a really interesting Lovers card, because we have the phases of the moon on the feminine side there. The Lovers card can be construed as super divine connection, and also, you know, the twin flame connection. I should do a twin flame thing again. Connie Joe and I did a whole twin flame thing. I think we did it on this channel. Did we? I can't remember. It might have been on Soul Navigation. I think it was on Soul Navigation. But about the difference between like twin flame and soulmate and all that stuff. And how this year's extreme Venus aspects and transits were going to affect. The Lovers was originally called The Choice. It is about duality. It's the Gemini card. The thing about the Lovers card is, like, people are like, oh yes, it's the twin flame. Twin flame is very challenging. Twin flame isn't always the end all be all, but it's very challenging. You're more likely to confuse a karmic with a twin flame than you're going to ever confuse the soulmate with a twin flame, because of the back and forth and whatnot. It's on the Sun. They feel connected to you and a duality from you. Do you see how their heads are disconnected? But they're holding hands. There's a separation in how you're communicating. Gemini is an air sign. The Lovers is really an air energy. It's not an emotion energy. It's not a love. It's the Lovers, right? But it's not the emotion. It's not the cups. It's actually an air energy because it's Gemini's card. There can be a disconnect from the communication, from the thoughts, not just to each other, but about each other, about yourself, about themselves. So that disconnect between your mind and your body, and your own mind to your own soul, let alone to another person, that feels intricate to your soul's, your personal development, right? It feels like it constantly presents a choice. And it's a hard choice. It's a choice between with or without them. You know? Those of us who have been connected, found twin flame, and twins are like real life. Not everybody has a twin. This seems to be a very divine connection. I'm going to say something controversial. Please don't all tune off and don't all hate me. Not every lifetime is meant to be spent with your twin. It isn't. Every lifetime is normally, if you have a twin, you will probably encounter them. And they bring many lessons. The lessons shouldn't take you out. The lessons shouldn't make you on the brink of survival. It should feel more supportive. It should feel like if you can take the attachment away. Part of what a twin flame is here to do is teach you how to separate love and attachment. That really needs to just be a whole nother thing. Or else we'll never get to Sagittarius. And then again, I have I have readings till I think 9:30 tonight. Clients. So we have the Nine of Cups. Is clarifying this King of Cups. What's interesting to me is the Nine of Cups is, for me, part of the emotional maturity, self-sufficiency, self-love place that it's really helpful, to say the least. Aw, thanks, April. To say the least, to get to the Nine of Cups before you can get to the Ten of Cups is so important. And if both people Nine of Cups is there's another cup missing, right? There's the person. But now I feel good all by myself. Now I'm going to bring a whole person. Not two halves make a whole. Nine of Cups indicates that I'm a whole ass person that I'm bringing to the table. And it's Nine of Cups is it is the opposite of codependency. It is literally, when you get to that Nine of Cups, you have moved through any codependency issues. So needless to say, hi Connie Joe. Needless to say, when you get to that Nine of Cups, because it is the opposite of codependency, whatever relationship comes in, whatever Ace of Cups moment, whatever Lover's moment, whenever somebody else is coming in to offer you that last cup to bring that Ten of Cups, think about the chances it has to do really, really well if everybody has worked out their codependency issues. I love watching my peach get all that love. She's a big deal. A lot of people know her. She has many leather-bound books and furniture that smells of rich mahogany. Clarifying this Eight of Swords in reverse, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Your person is a little tired. Eight of Pentacles it's the, I call it the Rihanna card. It's the work. But it's, I talk about to what end. Eight of Pentacles is a pretty positive card. It's putting the time in, because to what end is building something for yourself. Building something that has stability, that has legs. This person is just exploring. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Lovers. We have the Choice. We have the Disconnection. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse, but still on the table. They are just at their beginning. You're over here. This is so similar to Aries reading. You're over here with your personal development. You're over here with your emotional maturity. Might be throwing you off a little bit. You can feel the shift in them. Because we feel a shift in them does not mean it's ready yesterday. They're still at the what about Bob? Baby steps to the elevator. Baby steps to a new healthy me. Baby steps to the point where I also have the 9 of Cups. So when I offer you that last cup, I'm not full of codependency and issues that I'm pretending don't exist. So this is just going to crash again. This is me. I'm not going to sit here and be like, they're calling you tomorrow, if that's not what I see or feel. Also, that being said, this is the energy you want. This is somebody going through the steps and feeling all of their feelings and not pretending that they're not. That probably from afar don't look that great. And it can feel a little bit like abandonment or apathy to the other person. But this is the right way to do it. You have to do all the things. So in the middle of that, we have the 10 of Cups in reverse on the 9 of Wands. It's very interesting to me where we have you with the 9 of Cups. This 10 of Cups is on the table. It's on the table, which means it's available. And this is the upcoming energy, which means you can navigate this, right? So like when this 10 of Cups is on the table and in reverse, on top of a 9 of Wands in defense, as the defenses slowly start to come down, your free will, and we can't control their free will. I'm not about prediction addiction on here. I can't tell you what another person is going to do. I can tell you what energy they're sitting in. I can tell you what's likely, but it should be about you. And giving you, empowering you with the other energies that are around you so you can navigate them. And sometimes, right, it's helpful to know they're in that baby steps to new healed version of them, which means accepting the dark, loving the dark. Healing just means loving the parts of you that you were told to hate. They're in the baby steps of that. So you knowing that and not taking, especially from my Leos, I fucking love you guys, right? For my Leos to know that is them just in the baby steps of getting to the part where they don't hate themselves because they were taught to, and when they're learning to love the things they were taught to hate about themselves. You don't take that as rejection. I don't want my Leos feeling like they're being rejected. So while we can't predict this person's behavior, we can't control it, nor should we, right? And we don't have puppet strings to their free will. What we can do is understand that energy so that we don't take it on ourselves while we're already trying to work through loving parts of us that we can find fault with easily. Let's take a message from your person, Leo. Woof. That Taurus. That Taurus moon is making us all mushy. Yeah, this doesn't have to be. That's why the Lover's card isn't necessarily about a lover. This can be about a deep relationship within your family. This can be about your business partner, your child that you're struggling with. And this can also, like, honestly, Leo, this can be the other part of you. The other energy can be that dark duality that you think that you have to shame, get rid of, excuse, hide. Other is whatever other energy is most impactful and affecting you. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I want to meet up with you. I feel like if there's I want to meet up with you, it could be that it could be that you know, they want to see you for brown chicken, brown cow. Like, you know, it's hot. It's Leo. You guys are magnetic. If you haven't ever been in one of my Leo readings, let me explain to you what I say about Leo and Scorpio all the time. You guys are magnetic as fuck. And so sometimes people want you as the prize. There is a magnetism to both those signs. And so sometimes people love you to fill a hole or a space inside of them, because there's some kind of, if I can get Leo, everybody wants Leo. So if I can get Leo to love me, if I can get Leo to be crazy about me, then I win. Instead of actually going in and fixing what has to be fixed. And most of the time when people are doing that, they have no clue that that's what they're doing. But it's common. And is it lonelier at night? It's funny because Aries was also at night. I'm going to read this. This is our inner child healing moment, which I kind of really like doing. I actually just started doing this with these cards because I had no idea what they meant, and I didn't want to pretend because I don't do pretending. But now I've like fallen in love with reading. Yep, Leo, sun, moon, and rising. And everybody, if you're new in the room or whatever, we're going to get to Sag. I'm going to like literally take like a 1-minute break. We're going to get to Sag, and then I'm going to answer as many questions, and I'm going to be fair. So if you've been in like a couple of my lives in a row, then I'm probably going to take new people that'll be in Sag, and I'll pull a card. And Connie Joe, you can get a card for yourself too, if you want one. So it's funny because I want to kind of, I have like 24,000 people on TikTok, and I've thought about like going on TikTok and like starting a live and just hanging my phone on the laptop while I'm doing this, just to like, you know, increase traffic. But I have a little affection for the intimacy that we have here while it's small, because I, you know, from my lips to universe's ears, I don't think it's going to stay this way, which I'm grateful for, but I'm also going to enjoy this while it lasts, while it's just us. Okay. And is it lonelier at night? At night, we become strange as the moonlight. Too many people have starved for solitude and silence and intimacy with self. Without solitude, without self-knowledge, without stranger self, we cannot love another or know them truly. Others are not our saviors. I love a good oracle card. Tell me how this is in everything we just talked about for the last 35 minutes. Others are not our saviors, nor is it their role to fill the space, always talking about filling the space, and the silence of night or the day. We must do this first by entering the void of night and bringing it into life. And in this way, we will have something worthwhile to share along the way. The dawn will come, but let the night's peculiar light illuminate the wild world that resides within you. Yes, that shadow self, the part you're supposed to love and not hide. When you do this, what was once unseen will reveal itself and share the road with you for a while. I just wanted to say something, and then my voice just went boop. When I say that you're not supposed to hide your dark, be ashamed of it, banish it, make it go away. Aw, that's beautiful, April. When I say that we're not supposed to hide it, we're supposed to love it and accept it, right? Our dark side. I don't mean that you have to show that to everyone. That's what intimacy is about. There's so much nuance in life, right? And that's about personal development. The nuance of like, yes, being an emotional creature and not apologizing for it, and not also, you know, to have some kind of balance with that. Balance doesn't always look like this. Sometimes it looks like that, and it's still balanced. But the idea of intimacy is that you can have intimacy with just like your inner circle. You don't have to show every scar to every person. But then still, when we're not in the most intimate, unguarded moments, still being in our authenticity. That is like my hope. That is like what I want for us to all like do that together, to create the community and all of that good stuff. You know all, if you've been in the room before, you know how I feel about you. And if you're new, welcome. And this community is amazing. And I'm so happy because I didn't do this at like the ass crack of midnight, so Connie Jo can be here. Because God knows she adds some amazing energy to the room. I like her a little, if you can't tell. Just a little. All right, so I'm going to take like literally probably a 2-minute break, as long as it takes me to put up the other live. And hopefully you guys will join me, because then I'm going to I will pull a card or do like free mini reads. I do have appointments tonight, so I can't do 3 hours of it. But you're amazing, Connie Jo. All right, my loves. I'll see you guys in a few minutes if you're here live with me, and if you're a replay or viewer, I love you. Now you love you.